So as you may or may not know, a video has circulated showing LeBron James approaching Stephen A. Smith at the Lakers versus Knicks game. In this video, there is no audio, but you can see that LeBron is visibly upset, and it seems like he's saying, "Keep my son's name out your mouth." Stephen A. Smith confirmed on First Take as well as his podcast that LeBron was saying some curse words while he was talking to him, and the gist of what he was saying was that he didn't like the fact that Stephen A. was talking about his son, Bronny. Let's talk about this clip that LeBron James is referring to. Here is what Stephen A. Smith said about Bronny James.
Right now, Bronny James is averaging 0.3 points, 0.3 assists, and 0.4 rebounds. You know what people are saying. You know what they're going to do to this kid.
Okay, now as a parent, when someone tries to attack your child, even if it's verbally, or says something inappropriate about them, or in this case, makes a statement about them outside of basketball, it is natural for the parent to want to protect the child. But my question to you is, where was the attack on Bronny here? What did Stephen A. say that was inappropriate? What did Stephen A. say about Bronny that was personal and not about basketball? Oh, you don't have to think about that too hard because the answer is nothing. There was nothing said by Stephen A. that was inappropriate, personal, or outside of basketball. He didn't say anything out of order at all. The only thing out of order here was LeBron confronting a news reporter for speaking facts. The only one out of order here is LeBron himself. As a matter of fact, if you listen carefully to what Stephen A. is saying, you'll see that not only is he not saying anything bad about Bronny, but if you watch it again, you'll see he's trying to protect him.
You know what people are saying. You know what they're going to do to this kid. He has scored 4 points. He is shooting 1 of 16 from the field, 0 for 7 from three-point range. You know what these numbers mean. You know what it's going to do to your son.
And everything he said about Bronny was true. At that time, Bronny was averaging 0.3 points, 0.3 assists, 0.4 rebounds. What did LeBron expect Stephen A. to say? Bronny is doing great? Is that what he expected Stephen A. to say? That's like your kid being at school and the teacher telling the kid, "You failed, you got an F." And then the parent comes in like, "Yo, don't talk about my kid like that." What? It is the teacher's job to report to the parent what their grade is. You want the teacher to just call you when your kid does something good and look the other way when he does something bad? What planet is he on? Let this kid develop his own identity.
Let the children get out and play. Let the children go out there and play.
Let Bronny James show the world who he really is besides the fact that he's your son. But if he's gonna even give his son a chance, he needs to let Bronny do his thing. If LeBron wants to protect Bronny, then he should teach him how to deal with criticism, because in the NBA there will always be criticism about something. And no, I'm not trying to tell anyone how to raise their kids, but there are just some things you should not do. Another thing. Stephen A. spoke about Bronny's stats and asked LeBron to just stop weeks ago. Why did he wait so long to confront Stephen A. about it? He couldn't get Stephen A.'s number. Some people are saying he did even better by confronting Stephen A. to his face. Seriously? 4 weeks later? He couldn't set up a face-to-face meeting as soon as he heard Stephen A. talk about Bronny weeks ago? Instead, he decided to wait until there was a game where there would be cameras around. Wow, LeBron. Wow. I've got news for you guys. Confronting Stephen A. Smith like that did not make LeBron look strong. Oh no, quite the contrary. In fact, all it did was make Bronny look weak. LeBron is not helping Bronny at all by making him look like a child who can't speak up for himself. Do you think guys in the NBA respect Bronny after that? That's why it's hard for some of us to root for players who act like they have a sense of entitlement. A sense of, I am on top and you gotta do whatever I say because you're not as powerful as I am. There were a lot of people in the media and sports world who said Bronny doesn't belong in the NBA. Is LeBron going to approach them too? Is he going to go on a confrontation tour to confront everyone who said something publicly about Bronny? Because that's going to be a long tour. Why is LeBron going up to Stephen A, though? Other people had worse things to say about Bronny. Why not go up to Kendrick Perkins? Why not go up to Shaq? Why not go up to Chuck? In my opinion, that's cowardice to pick on Stephen A only. I mean, I just don't see LeBron going up to Shaq and say, "Yo, keep my son's name out your mouth." Y'all really think if some boxer or some professional fighter said something bad about Bronny publicly, that LeBron would approach him like that? He would have got knocked out. Now there was a time when Chuck said he wanted to punch Draymond in the face. Let's just use this as an example. If Chuck had said he wanted to punch Bronny in the face, that would have been a whole other story. Not only would LeBron have the right to go after him, but a lot of other people would join him in going after Chuck. That's crossing the line for sure. You don't say that about someone's kid. Period. But the fact that Stephen A was only talking about Bronny regarding his basketball career shows that LeBron overreacted. First of all, this is the NBA. And since LeBron has been in the NBA for 21 years, I know he understands that sports anchors reporting on how you play is part of the game. If you are a great player, people will talk about you. If you are a terrible player, people will talk about you. And LeBron knows this. But he thinks because it's his son, they are talking about that everything that is said about Bronny should be nice and pleasant. Seriously? Is that how it works on Planet LeBron? Because that's not the way it works here down on planet Earth. Once he retires, Bronny will be by himself, and LeBron's not doing him any favors by making him look weak, or like he needs his daddy to speak up for him. So, Earth to LeBron, your son is an athlete now, and he will be treated like any other athlete. The sad thing is, Bronny seems like a really good kid. He seems like he's just keeping his head down, taking care of business and doing his thing, and LeBron just seems to be ruining it for him. I just can't stand the whole attitude of entitlement and arrogance. We all have issues and nobody's perfect, but thinking that you can do or say anything you want just because you have money and power is not right. If you play like trash, the reporters will say you are trash. If you play like a superstar, the reporters will say you are a superstar. Period. Regardless of who you are or who your father is. Why did LeBron James go through all that trouble to get his son Bronny James into the NBA if he didn't want reporters to talk about Bronny? How exactly did he think that was going to work? Oh, because that's your son. No one gets to talk about him? If LeBron doesn't want his son to be talked about, then he should take him out of the NBA. How long does LeBron think he's going to be in the NBA? Like, how long does he think he's going to be there to speak up for Bronny? It seems like LeBron wants people to do whatever he says and wants the media to report whatever he approves. Earth to LeBron, you don't own the media. You don't own ESPN, and you certainly don't own Stephen A. Smith. And that's why I think LeBron is so upset with Stephen A., because Stephen A. doesn't fear him and doesn't have to do what LeBron says. This is one of the reasons why LeBron James will not be the GOAT, because it seems like he tries so hard to get people to do what he wants them to do and to get things to go his way. At least that's how it seems in my opinion. LeBron's trying to prove he's the GOAT, but Michael Jordan was called the GOAT by the whole world. No one had to be convinced about Jordan being the GOAT. It was just so evident. Even if you didn't like basketball, you still wanted to be like Mike. You know how you know Michael Jordan is the GOAT? Ask anyone if they would rather get a pair of LeBrons or a pair of Jordans for Christmas. Let me know what they say. For more NBA updates, watch this video.